Hello and welcome to the Free Cheese episode 278. I'm your Joe Dix, joined by Marc Augustiniak.
Hey.
The Free Cheese is a weekly video game podcast about video games brought to you once a week by thefreecheese.com. What up?
What up?
It's close. You smell it?
Are you ready?
Are you ready? Boom, boom. Michael Jordan's coming to smash.
He's also joining Generation X.
How's Mark?
Good.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a little bit of a festive time.
You burning Christmas trees again?
Oh no, not yet.
Oh, right.
Not there quite yet. No, off was at a Christmas party.
Nice.
That was pretty fun. You know, he probably doesn't want me to say it, but I'll say it. My brother got pretty trashed.
There you go.
It was kind of funny, but I also felt bad for him. He's okay now, but
That's usually how it goes.
he mixed dark drinks with light drinks, man.
Oh yeah, no.
And he does the thing that I do whenever I get like drunk, where it's like I just shout.
Oh boy.
I'm not yelling at people, but I'm talking.
You're just
loud.
very loud.
Yeah. And like last time I remember that I did that was my first time at MagFest, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And I had the Crazy Taxi cosplay going on, and there was like a dude playing the Crazy Taxi arcade game, and I'm just so like my costume, I have like a cardboard box around my waist held by strings on my shoulders. That's the taxi. So I'm just walking, and so when he's sitting, so his head is level to my box, and I'm just like, that's a pretty cool game you play in there. Hoping he would like look at me.
Oh,
So I'm just like,
oh no.
I was a fucking idiot. But
He never looked?
I think he did, but didn't quite
Get it?
click. He either didn't want to acknowledge it, which good on him.
I mean, that makes sense. If someone approached me, because I wouldn't assume you were drunk. I would just
Yeah.
assume that you were one of those dudes that wants to show you his Deadpool toys.
Right. Well, the whole day I just had a bottle of rum and Coke.
Oh my God.
So I was drinking and driving technically. And but my friends were like, "Dude, you're so loud." I was like, "It's a loud place. I know my voice doesn't carry."
You got to project it, dude.
Right.
How you gonna be heard in a giant arcade
Yeah.
filled with Team Rocket members?
Right.
Yeah.
But when he was doing it, that's what it reminded me of, so I just couldn't help but laugh about it.
Having flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But overall, it was a good time.
Nice. Did you watch Titans?
Okay, so I didn't. So this is what is this? Breaking kayfabe or whatever. Whatever the term is.
I don't like that term at all. I hate it.
Well, I haven't seen the last 2 episodes before the finale.
Okay, you need to watch
I did kind of spoil myself and watched a trailer for the finale.
Oh, okay. I didn't even watch the trailer for the finale.
Don't
Oh.
do that to yourself. It's really good. Just don't.
But I might already know what it is because of.
Well, usually if you watch after the credits, they'll kind of show you the sneak peek.
It didn't do it this time.
Really?
They updated the app, so the like autoplay stuff's a little weird, and it's changed.
It kind of shows it in the episode listing too, I think.
I mean, I kind of saw a piece of the thing. I was like, ooh,
Yeah.
and then yeah.
So I don't know how much of that is what it is led to believe to be, but it looks exciting.
They don't. Well, you need to watch Hawk and Dove though, or whatever the fuck it's called.
That was the one I wasn't.
Yeah, me too. Watch it.
Yeah.
Dude, like that might have been the best episode of the whole run so far.
Really?
Like, it's not gonna push forward our core cast, right? But it just takes a deeper look at those two.
I think weren't they trying to pitch for that to be a standalone thing? Like,
I don't know. I know Doom Patrol is.
Right.
Yeah. I never gave a fuck about Hawk and Dove at all.
Right.
Ever. Last I remember them popping up in the comics was like the New 52 when Rob Liefeld was doing it, and I was like, okay.
Okay.
And then,
I never even heard of them until the show, so I guess they're doing a good job putting them on the map.
This episode was like award-winning.
Wow. All right.
I'd give it an award
I'm
if
convinced.
I had that power.
Yeah, I mean, I got to check it out regardless. It's just a matter of time.
It was good. I kept putting it off, and then finally sat down and watched that. And then I'm in the middle of that Elseworlds stuff going on in the Flash.
Yeah.
Where Barry and Oliver switch bodies, and
So it was just like a Freaky Friday thing.
they bring that up It's more like a Quantum Leap thing.
Oh.
Because they didn't actually swap bodies. It's just that they swap abilities, and everyone thinks that Barry is Oliver and Oliver's Barry.
Okay.
Even like Iris.
That's, I guess, a little more interesting.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. It's pretty good. Batwoman shows up.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah. I don't know if they're... is that a show? They're doing that as a show?
I don't think so.
I thought that was part of the thing, too, is they wanted to spin that off. Anyway. That's mostly my week, I think.
Yeah, it's just kind of... It's tough to have an eventful week outside of holidays, I feel.
Yeah.
Because everybody's going to be doing family things or friend stuff or work-related stuff, and you just don't have a lot of time to do, like, your stuff.
Yeah. It's just rainy. I don't like the rain.
I could be wrong, but I feel like our now playing is going to be kind of short.
You might think that, but I don't. Why did you not play any video games this week, Mark?
I mean, it was just the same one.
Just Smash?
Yeah.
What did you do in Smash? What are you up to in there?
So, I kept continuing World of Light.
Yeah.
That is, I'll just say that I thought I finished it.
Same.
And then it turns out, nope.
Yep.
And there's more to it. So now I don't know what my progress rate is. I feel like I'm 3/4 through.
Got it.
That's what it feels like now.
Okay.
But yeah, I really like it. Especially this newer stuff. Well, not new, just stuff that I haven't experienced yet. I'm liking it now more so than before. Still a lot of cool Easter eggs. They're still keeping that up. It's been nice. A lot of different random fights and stuff.
Yeah, they're just clever every time.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them kind of blur together because you're just doing them one after the other, but there's a couple that just kind of stand out, and you're like, man, this is a good video game.
And like, I haven't run into as many dickish fights as the previous ones that I went through. There was
a couple of those.
I think it was only about 4 or 5 overall, but
yeah,
it's not too bad. My friend had a tournament, just like a small little get together. We did that. I didn't make it far. I probably only won like one match and was in the losers bracket.
So wait, by tournament, did you do the in-game tournament mode?
Well, no.
Oh shit.
That would have made sense, I feel.
Yeah.
But my friend had like a sheet of paper with the brackets.
Got it.
And we had 2 switches going on.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, so like people on the not on the big screen could play. That was like the loser bracket or just the have fun side. And like the cool thing was that she made tournament a separate game mode.
Oh, cool. So
you say like out of the rules.
Yeah.
So like only certain levels are picked. You have your stock and all that stuff. Smash meters were on.
Yeah.
And the more I play with that now, I'm starting to realize I'm kind of okay without it.
Without the Final Smash?
Yeah, in general. Like, I'm fine with it all. Like, even the meter. Because there's kind of a game to that, right? Where it's like, yeah, you do really good beating up with somebody, but that's also a good way to just charge up your Final Smash meter, and you're just exchanging Smash meters throughout the rest of the thing.
Yeah.
Whether you want it to or not, because if you want your neutral B, you have to spend it. So it's like...
Right.
When do you do it? It's just a matter of time.
Yeah, and in terms of like tournament stuff, like not all like, how do you put Peach's, if you're going head to head, how do you put Peach's Final Smash up against Samus's Final Smash? And that's just 2 examples, but there's so many of them where it's like, Peach's is fucking nothing.
I mean, you can do that anywhere.
But I mean, like, there's no competitive equality.
I mean, if anything, yeah, it just gives you time to heal yourself and then hit them while they're down.
But I just mean, like, in terms of that head-to-head piece, you can't necessarily compare the two.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah, I don't know. That's like, I mean, I'm okay with it every here and there, but, yeah, I don't think I need it every time.
Now, what were the names of the What was the name of the tournament?
In like
The rule set.
Oh, she just put tourney.
Not
It wasn't anything creative.
not Trunt or Crunt. Or,
No. What is that? Where is that?
I don't know.
Just made it up.
Came from me, and now it's out there.
Like Torby.
Yeah. Oh man, I miss Torby.
You can make them.
That's probably not a bad idea.
The Mii Fighter.
Rest in peace, Mitomo.
Yeah.
What a game, man.
Mm-mm.
Are you still? So you told me last week. I can't remember if you said it on air or not, but you talked about using the Pro controller over the GameCube controller.
Yes.
And I ended up doing that too, and I quite like it. It's not that I didn't expect to like it. It's just I've so long associated Smash with the GameCube controller.
Right. And like I was switching between both during the tournament. I was like, all right, I'll get a feel for this. And the newer Smash GameCube controllers feel really nice. It doesn't feel as flimsy to me.
Yeah.
Not that GameCube was ever really like flimsy, but the joystick movement felt tighter than usual. And like it was okay for the most part. But yeah, I still prefer the Pro controller. It feels smoother to play with, and I like the buttons.
I really like the buttons because I find that on the GameCube controller, I never use X. I just use Y to jump, A to do my attacks, and B to, right? But I'm never leaning over and hitting that. This, now I've got a reason on the Pro controller because either X or Y are going to be my jumps, and they're right there for me to roll right into something else. So it's actually a little more...
You can hit both at the same time to like a quick little hop while doing something.
I like it. I like it a whole bunch. I kind of took a break from Smash this week. Like I got through...
Good for you.
I didn't want to. It just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But I got through some of the World of Light stuff, and then I hit a point where I was like, all right, I need to see some other stuff.
Yeah.
And I jumped around a little bit.
All right, so what'd you jump into?
Gris.
Is that what it's called? Is it really called Gris?
Gris.
Not Gris? Or Gris?
I'm pretty sure it's Gris. Hold on.
I've always seen this game from afar, but I don't know what it is.
So let's find out.
Okay.
How do you say gray in Spanish?
Gris.
There you go. That's how it's pronounced.
Oh.
Did you hear that? You want me to turn it up?
Gris.
There you go.
Got it.
Gris. So yeah, I played Gris. It's only a few hours long.
How was Johnny T?
Johnny T.
Travolta.
Oh, fuck. I was thinking of Jackie T. Jack Tretton. John Travolta's good. So is Gris. The game you play as a girl who I think is also named Gris, but there's never any. It's not like explicitly
like explained or whatever.
Yeah,
there's no real point to it. At least not yet.
I beat it.
Oh,
yeah.
This is like a short game.
Yeah.
Like 5 hours.
Like 2.5 or 3.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What kind of game is it?
Platformer. It's like a puzzle platformer. So you start off and you are just like knelt down, just not moving, not doing anything, knelt down. Everything's just kind of black and white around you, and you are just there. So you kind of push the joystick, and she like, with some effort, stands up, and then she's just kind of plodding along, a little bit, a little bit, a little bit, and you're hitting buttons, and every time you try and hit a button, she just collapses.
Oh.
And you push forward a little bit more. You're like, okay, do I not have like a jump or anything? You try to jump, collapses. You're like, all right. And you kind of start to read in. You can draw some parallels, you know, where if you want, right? If you want to align with the character. And I felt that a little bit where I was like, all right, yeah, let's dive in here. Not unlike Celeste, right? That kind of...
It's like same vibes? With like story and whatever?
I think they each approach similar subject matter.
Mm-hmm.
However, the execution is completely different. The one in Celeste is a little more forward. Like, you're kind of always aware, hey, this is talking about anxiety or depression or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of. Like, even in Celeste, it's muted a bit, but there's parts where it starts to come out, and Madeline will talk about that kind of stuff. In this, there's no dialogue, there's no anything, so it's really just what you infer out of the world.
Okay.
You could walk out of the game thinking, I just played a game for 3 hours where I walked to the right and did some stuff.
Okay.
or you can walk out of it with something else. I find it akin to Journey in that way. Like, you know what I mean? Where I think you played Journey and didn't love it, right?
It wasn't the experience I'd hoped for, but I do respect the game.
I think that's where I kind of walked out of Gris with.
Yeah.
Was like, I think I almost thought it was going to be Journey, so I went in with super high expectations, and it's not that they weren't met. Like, I really enjoyed the game.
Yeah.
But I didn't have like a transformative experience the way that I did with like a Journey or Celeste or something like that. And that's all timing. You know what I mean? That's like, if I would have played it all in one sitting with headphones completely isolated in the dark, maybe it would have been different. You know what I mean? Like it, but there are still moments where I was like swept up in it and everything. So basically, you start off black and white, you move forward, you do get a jumping mechanic, and you get to a point where you unlock the color red. So now there's all these red tones throughout the world. And then you unlock this ability to use her dress to become like a square. And when you hit the square, it basically is like having an anvil or like Mario's ground pound.
Okay.
So you jump in the air, you hit Y, and she'll slam down and break any loose debris that's on the stage. So you can kind of break through and find a new area.
It's a tough dress.
So it's a real tough dress. You'll fall through the floor, and you'll kind of keep exploring, and you slowly just unlock more color to the world and new abilities and things like that. And by the end, I like it. I think it's gonna be one of those ones where I sit on it for a bit and really like think about it.
Something you go back and play again, or
yeah, because there's a little thing in the menu that says like challenges complete or whatever, and I got the challenges for unlocking X amount of colors, and then there's another one I got that I won't say because it would spoil things, but there's still like 6 blanks. Even though I finished the game, I saw credits and everything, I think there's still more for me to do and explore. You do end up at a point in the game where there's kind of like 4 not drawings but like sigils, and you can kind of see that in each of those it's like, oh, these are the areas I know that thing. I was in that area. It kind of like has these visual representations of like moments that you've already experienced in the game or that you will experience in the game. And that's kind of the central hub or whatever.
Right.
And it builds to it really, really naturally. Like the level design in this is so good because you kind of never feel like you know where you came from or how to get back there. It's really metaphorical. Like and
yeah, it sounds kind of deep in some parts.
Yeah, it is if you let it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if you don't want that, then it won't be that. But if you want that, I think you can get it there.
Multiple endings?
I don't know. I kind of wouldn't want there to be multiple endings, but I could see that. No, there probably is. Now that I think about it, yeah.
And this is on
Switch and PC.
Okay.
Switch did a cool thing. It's $16.99, but Devolver's the publisher, and if you already own any Devolver games, they discount the game by a certain percentage. So it was like 14 something. And then I had all those gold coins from pre-ordering Smash digitally, so I ended up with another $8 off. So I bought it for like $6 the other day.
Nice.
Yeah, pretty good. But yeah, it's really, really pretty.
Yeah, like whenever I'm on Twitter, I see like adverts like promoting it, and I just see like, I guess maybe it's an intro cinematic or something, but it's always just like I guess it's the girl Gris with her hair blowing in the wind and whatever. Like, I'm always seeing that, and I'm just like, all right, that's a game. I keep forgetting it's a game because it just looks really pretty. Yeah,
I think the art is all done by a Spanish artist, and he partnered with a development studio in Barcelona to make the game.
Okay.
I really like it. I think it's worth checking out. Yeah. Not much else on that one, I don't think. I like it. It's really pretty. I kept like slamming the screenshot button. For sure. Also, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate led me to Metroid because
which, oh gee, we talked about this before, and it's like I never take Metroid as just Metroid.
Metroid, yeah, no, because I never finished Metroid on NES. It just that one. There's no map in game, right? So Super Metroid, you
need Nintendo power,
right? So I would hit a point where I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Did I go through that door? Which door? What am I doing? So, it's on the Nintendo Switch Online, whatever. I forget. Is that what they call it? The NES.
That whole thing.
The thing that gives you NES games because you
not Virtual Console.
Yeah, not Virtual Console. That thing. It's on there. Actually, 2 versions of Metroid are on there. There's Metroid, and now there's the special version. Cause
they have a special?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I think it just starts you at the Ridley fight.
Ah.
Yeah, I think that's... I didn't do it yet, because I was...
I mean, I like that they're doing that, like especially with Zelda. I thought that was pretty neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Because it's like, I don't really care about going around doing the main game. I mean, I don't have a problem with it, but at the same time, it's kind of neat to start out with all that stuff and have things kind of remixed or whatever.
Yeah. I wonder if... I don't know. I just wonder if Metroid Prime 4 was actually meant to be shown off last week or not. Like, there's a big push for Metroid in Smash. There's these games rolling out in December with a special. Like, I wonder if it was meant to and it just didn't.
They probably didn't want to overshadow Smash Brothers if they thought that was even possible. But like, maybe they're saving it for a direct.
I hope so.
Maybe this is all leading up to that. So after this game's out of the way, it's like, all right, now that this is settled, focus on the next project.
I hope so. But yeah, I'm like not mapping my way out, but I'm kind of mapping my way out, and part of me wants to just like go full on
mapping your way downtown.
Yeah, walking fast.
Yeah,
shooting chozos. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna beat Metroid.
Cool. I mean, when I didn't beat the original Mario until it was on. I had my 3DS.
Oh, like Super Mario Brothers?
Yeah.
I've never beat it.
I did that, and that's how I beat Zelda 1 and 2. Dang. I mean, granted, I am using like save states or whatever, and like restore points or whatever, but like, yeah, it's like it was pretty fun. It was nice to play both Zeldas and really see what's like what I take from both of those and like the good and bads or whatever, because like they're tough to compare. You know, because like they're like 2 different games.
Zelda 1 and 2?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, they're not the same.
Because I think Zelda 2 was basically the inspiration for the whole Metroidvania genre. Wasn't that the whole thing?
I mean, you're not wrong.
It was one of the few, I feel.
I'm just thinking which one came first, because
the term Metroidvania, which is funny how that came up, because obviously, Metroid and Castlevania,
yeah.
But I remember the inspiration actually being The Legend of Zelda and I think Castlevania.
Yeah, that's what Koji Igarashi cited. But also...
Because that was the first one to introduce leveling up. And then you unlock different abilities as you leveled up.
But the original Metroid also had it. It didn't have the same map structure that like Super Metroid would.
Right. I mean, no, I agree with the whole like being Metroidvania. I just thought it was funny. I was like, you wouldn't think Zelda by any means.
No.
But when you play Zelda 2, you kind of get that vibe, especially when you're doing the dungeons.
Yeah, they had that.
It's very similar to Metroid.
I always go back to Simon's Quest when I think about it too.
Yeah.
That game had a lot of those weird elements. Man. The 2s, man. The NES 2s were all fucking weird.
Yeah. Yeah, a little bit.
I can't think of one that was what you expected.
Well, Metroid didn't get a 2.
Game Boy.
But it's not NES.
True. Same with Kid Icarus. That's another one I want to hit the Switch online stuff.
Oh, wait, I did. I think I beat that one too.
Kid Icarus?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you did. A couple years back on the podcast.
Yeah.
You never played the 3DS one, did you?
No, that was the one I was playing.
Why? Did you do that one and then went to the NES one?
No, the NES one was what I was playing, but it was like the remixed version or the 3D.
Sorry, I meant the Kid Icarus Uprising.
Oh.
You never played that.
I never played it. I would love to play that.
I keep thinking about buying it.
But it's like, well, no, you don't need a Circle Pad Pro now because
Yeah.
of the little nub.
And I think you can buy that game digitally, right?
Ooh, I think so.
If you can't, I'll just call the cops.
Right. I'm sure it's full price.
Well, yeah, but I'd be okay with that as long as I can play it digital.
Mm. But that's like a pseudo Star Fox-esque game. It's like part rail shooter and then part like 3D combat.
Yeah. You can buy it digital. $34.99, $5 off. What you expect? Pretty good. Yeah.
I think if you try to find a physical of it, it's like stupid expensive.
Because that came with a weird thing, didn't it?
It came with the Circle Pad and it also came with a pack of cards. Because they had an AR card game.
Nope. I was checking to see if they had physical ones anywhere, but
it's gonna
not
be like
unless it's
$500 or something.
check Amazon. $44.99.
Really? New?
I don't know. Yeah.
Huh. Maybe I guess I went down since then.
Buy
I
new
remember
for
seeing it for
$44.99.
like $100 or something like that at one point.
Wait, it comes with that stand?
Yeah.
Oh, I have that stand. It's almost the... It seems like it's the same thing as that Switch one I have.
Oh, is it?
I don't know. The way it looks in this picture. It's like real close.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the same or not, but yeah.
That's funny.
Weird. But yeah, I like Metroid. It's a good video game. I want to see that one all the way through because that one is the one Metroid game I haven't finished, except one 2D Metroid I haven't finished.
Oh, really? So you've completed all of them other than...
Yeah.
I haven't done any squat, whatever. I've just sampled here and there.
Yeah, no, I think Super Metroid was the first one I finished, and then I went right into Zero Mission and then Fusion. And then Samus Returns.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah. The other one I played this week to bring things home, Fire Emblem Heroes, I think was the game that got the most screen time from me this week.
Oh, right. I did dabble with a bit of that.
Did you
I forgot. Not much.
play any more story stuff or?
No. I was just kind of getting myself reacclimated with all of the features and all the things because I forgot everything.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm just like, what? This? Oh, okay. Right. What is this? What the fuck? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. So that's me right now with it. And I was just doing the tutorial stuff to try to refresh myself. And then I ran into like a stump. Cause like.
A literal stump?
No.
Oh.
It didn't feel like it was like a tutorial. It felt like an actual like puzzle.
Oh,
So
yeah.
I was like being challenged because of my pacing. Because I was only one person. And I had to let an archer come to me through the woods. But the woods slow you down. You can do one step at a time through the trees. And I only had 5 turns. And by the time, whenever either he got to me and killed me from a distance, or I didn't move enough to, like, I don't know how to time that. So it was like,
Yeah, I remember you texted me about those, and I haven't tried any of those training
and like
missions.
it gives you a tiny description at the bottom when you're playing. It's like, oh yeah, like sometimes you have to like strategize and just sometimes like let the enemy come to you. Don't always, have some patience. I'm like, you're not telling me exactly how I should be doing this. Like the other ones, it kind of felt like it was being a little more tutorial about it.
Bit.
But this one was like, nah, we're just fuck you. Here you go. So I just like I haven't touched it since.
I haven't done any of those, but I did get a little bit further in the story mode. Because I never finished any of the story stuff the first time I played it.
Do you stick with the main characters that are like the original characters or whatever for the game? It's like the 3.
Oh, like in my team?
Yeah.
Hell no. No, I got a good team right now. Actually just changed my team up this morning. I swapped out Tiki
Okay.
in favor of... Oh, shit. I just put Tiki back on the team by accident. I swapped out Tiki in favor of... I don't know the name. Veronica. Veronica's the one that's kind of like in the... on the cover of the game or whatever. She's that like main whatever. But she can do healing and stuff like that. So.
That's cool.
Pretty good. But I got her, Lucina, Corin, and Ike. I learned some stuff this week playing the game. So I've been going through story mode stuff. I finally finished the entire first book.
Okay.
Which had way more chapters than I anticipated it having. Every chapter is filled with 5 battles. So,
right.
1-1, -2, -3, -4, -5. And there's a prologue and there's some like epilogue stuff for each of the books. Story-wise, couldn't tell you. I really wish there were like a recap of some kind. Now, I will go back through all of these because you can play back through on hard difficulty, and it gives you the opportunity to earn more orbs by playing through again.
Okay.
Because you get that completion, or you get 1 orb per completion of each of the chapters. So maybe by playing through it again on hard mode, I'll get a little... Oh, and there's a lunatic mode as well. Did not realize that. But maybe then I'll get a little bit more of the story. I just found that like I kind of got it, but I also don't... I feel like I'm missing some beats. Because it's just been me so disjointed. Like I started the story when the game came out last February, and like last February, but haven't touched it really
sure
since.
There's like a wiki or something on it.
Yeah, I tried. You know? I hate, there's a couple websites I intentionally avoid because of how shitty their ads are. So when I try and look up, some type of wiki or story or something, if one of those is the result, even though it probably has what I need in there's so much bullshit that comes with it. I'm not giving them the click. Fuck that. I stand my ground. Fuck that. Fuck that. Fuck that. But book 2 is good so far. It's all about fire and ice. And there's different heroes you can earn on either side. So you're earning heroes as you play the story, which is cool. And then you still got the gacha mechanic of summons. Right now, there's an event happening for... What is it called? Hero Fest. Actually, I think it ends today. But you're given tickets you can use to do free summons. And then you still use your orbs and stuff. But I've been kind of like playing through the story content, building up enough orbs until I have enough to do 1 summon round. Because you get the best bang for your buck if you do 5 altogether.
Right.
And then I'm just earning new heroes. And as I get new heroes, I'm like starting to build secondary teams and things like that. But the big thing I learned finally was leveling up, and not even leveling up, but increasing skills for characters. So the level up, like increasing your level, is going to be stat increases basically. Right. You hit level 30, it just means you're going to have higher health points, strength, stamina, whatever. But then there's skills. So there's a whole bunch of skills. You've got an attack skill, a defense skill, and a something skill.
Oh, right. Okay. Because I was doing that with some of my current team. I was upgrading them because it's been a while, and I forgot that those abilities get assigned up in that top part.
Yeah, and you can earn more. And usually, typically, it's not always the case, but usually the abilities you learn... they kind of upgrade themselves so that you get more powerful versions of the same ability, where by the end of it, it'll do the original like buff that you had, but then the stage 2 of it does that buff and this, and then, whatever. So like one of them, for example, that I got for, I think, Ike, not only boosted his own attack, but if he's within like 2 squares of an ally, it'll boost their speed and attack by +4 or something like that. Since doing that, and then you have the like attack, defense, and then I don't know what this is. I think it's like magic.
Yeah.
I've got those for many of my characters, but then there's also these A, B, C, and D. Or I'm sorry, A, B, C, and S slots that are also things you can unlock. So, for example, the one I have for Lucina is called Sturdy Blow 2. If unit initiates combat, grants attack and defense +4 during combat. So if Lucina's the one starting the fight, she'll get that boost. And you can get all of these things for all of your characters, and it's
Like, you don't have to pick one. You can just...
Oh, sorry. No, there's different upgrades for each one. They each do have their own things they can learn.
Yeah.
And then I assume, I haven't dug super far into it, but I'm assuming that, if I got this Ike during a certain event, he's going to be capable of learning a certain number of skills. He's not going to have all of the skills that all of Ikes would ever be able to learn, but he'll have some of them, which is where you have this ability to inherit skills, where you can kind of take...
I actually did this.
Yeah. You take another hero and fold them into one.
Yeah.
And then they get the skills from another. It's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
So you can really build your dream team in a way. By beating the first book, I also unlocked the ability to create my own weapons.
Oh, that's cool.
Or refine weapons, rather.
Have you put any money into this?
No. I have not. Have you?
I can't remember. I feel like I have in the past when I first played it.
No, I don't have a need to. Not yet, at least. Like, I think there's enough in the game, reward-wise, to keep me steady. Like, if I weren't earning orbs to summon new heroes, I wouldn't even feel pressed, because I want to get my team really, really good. I did toy around a little bit this week with some of the PvP stuff in the game. The ether raids allow you to kind of set up, it all happens asynchronous, right? So you set up your base and you kind of configure the layouts of boxes or obstacles to best counter whatever attack is coming in. But you can also then go out and attack other people. And it's just who can knock out the other team as fast as possible.
Right.
And then you get different awards for completion. Shit, I completely forgot to stay up with that, because if you kept doing it throughout the, they've got different seasons of it, and if you keep up with it, you get little bonus rewards and stuff like that. So there are like reasons to want to play this every day, and it's become a thing where like I feel pretty good checking in once a day with it.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I get really fucking hot about something. It's my favorite thing in the world, and then I fall off it. So I don't know how long it'll last, but I'm having a lot of fun with it for the time being. And I think the most surprising thing about this game is the fact that I've yet to buy another Fire Emblem game. Because that's where I thought this was going. I thought I was going to end up downloading Echoes, I think is the Shadows of Valentia.
Yeah.
I thought, like, all right, I'm going to get tired of this. I'm going to jump to the 3DS game. And I haven't, I've been trying to be budget conscious here as we approach.
You can get was it Fire Emblem Warriors?
I thought about that. But I'm also, like, I don't need to spend the money. That's kind of where I'm at. Like, I'm enjoying this enough that I don't have to go spend the money. I do kind of want to get Fire Emblem Warriors, though.
I haven't even touched Animal Crossing.
Oh, yeah, no, me neither. Completely fell off. I planted a bunch of poinsettias, did that little elf game, and then once I got my half pipe in Animal Crossing, I was kind of done. Yeah, Fire Emblem, pretty good. Got it on my iPad now too, so I can pick it up.
It looks so much better on there.
Yeah,
I'd probably be more inclined to play it that way.
I didn't think I was gonna. My phone was dead because I played it so much, and I was like, well, fuck. I was like, well, all right, I'll just maybe I'll download it on my iPad, and then I did, and I was like, oh shit, this is dope.
Mm-hmm.
Has no right looking this good.
Like, I would just play everything on there, honestly.
I know. I kind of want to download like Injustice because I feel like it would be a whole new world. Yeah, I think that's it. There's not much else to play. Like, that's.
I mean, we're coming to that time.
Yeah.
Next
week's game of the year.
Mm-hmm.
So
anything now, it's just probably brushing up on anything that we would want to play.
Yeah.
To
like
be
finishing
to,
up
to
those
talk
things.
about, or whatever.
But I'm kind of good. Like, there's stuff that I wish I would have played, maybe. But also, I just don't. I'm not gonna have the time.
That's always the biggest struggle. Especially with me. Like,
yeah.
I'm not always one to get into the hype of things and play it as soon as it comes out because I'm typically not in the mood when it releases.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, it's like, but I know I do want to invest time into it, and it's kind of a not you're kind of on a not so much a tight schedule, but
You have one
a
game
schedule.
in particular you wish you would have played more of?
Yeah.
Hmm.
I would have honestly I would have wanted to play God of War.
Yeah.
Spider-Man I haven't touched, but I don't need to play it to know
Yeah.
how that game is.
Yeah. It was really good. It just
Yeah. I mean, I've seen a lot on it.
Yeah.
I did like watch the cutscenes and whatever, just get the story beats. So like, I can't say that I'm spoiled because of what that game is, but at the same time, they do stuff differently.
there's definitely some cool moments.
Whatever comes after that, if they do make a sequel, I'm actually excited to see that.
Yeah, I want to see where they take it. I want to see what else that game has.
I really wish I gave Red Dead more time. It's so weird because I was excited for it, and I do like it, but just right now, it's just not what I'm in the mood for.
Yeah, I get it.
And it's weird. Like, I don't hate it.
No, I
But
get
it's
it.
like, but it's stuff like that that kind of bums me out. And it's like, man, then here comes Game of the Year, and it's like,
Yes.
I don't know. There's like a pseudo pressure there, but then there isn't because we're not gonna play everything.
No, but I've felt the pressure in years past where I've been like, oh my god, I gotta do this, I gotta do this, I gotta do this.
Yeah, and it'd be more convenient if if it was our main job and companies were
right.
giving it to us, you don't have to pay out of pocket for everything. So I think that's a factor as well. It's
Absolutely.
like trying to budget and balance and live a life.
Yeah, we've got to be able to afford it both, like,
Got to get Taco
time-wise and
Bell,
money-wise. I mean, you can't live a life without Taco Bell.
Right.
That's what I always say. I was just saying that earlier, actually. Yeah, no, I feel good this year, though. I'm like,
Yeah, there's nothing that you would have wished you
I mean,
put more time into.
maybe, but Red Dead never. I mean, whatever. We'll talk next week about a lot of this stuff. But yeah, like Red Dead didn't grab me. It wasn't what I played was bad. It was just like, I know what this is gonna be, and I just didn't. Like I know it's probably really good. Just like I'm sure.
I feel like there is a big part that I'm missing out on, but you probably have to invest a lot to get to it.
Yeah. And I'm sure you will get to it.
Not this year.
No, not this year. No. I don't know what else I might have played. Like maybe I could have gone back to more God of War, but even that I was kind of bored with.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's all about just having that mentality too. Like you got to be in the mood for it, and like that's the biggest problem. It's like how does one acquire mood?
Yeah, no, you don't. I'll tell you, I wish there's a few games I wish would have come out earlier.
Yes.
Like Below just came out, and I installed it, but I don't think I'm gonna have any serious time to put into it before we sit down and record next week. So,
right.
I don't know. Yeah. Well, we're gonna roll into a little break here, and then we'll come back on the other side with the latest news in video games. Be right back. Speaking of slow times, Mark, Street Fighter V is going to have ads as tattoos.
I don't like it.
That's right. Did you see him?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is. That is stupid.
It's a little.
It's excessive.
Yeah.
Like it could have been on like a banner in the background. It could have been on like a truck. A plane could have been dragging a banner across the sky. It could have been the floor.
Yeah.
But no, it had to be on the characters.
Yeah.
5 million times. It's on Akuma's back. So, when you get killed by the Satsui no Haru, whatever, it's just, or the Raging Demon bullshit. It's just, no, hey, it's actually this tournament. Just to let you know, it's just what he reps.
The only thing that I think is weird about this is what happens next? Like,
I don't even know. I mean, I get it at the same time, like, especially if you're heavy into the FGC, like, I'm curious on what they think, mostly.
I'm curious to see if next week we get...
Like, I wonder what Ben thinks.
I think Ben thinks it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, like most people probably don't even look at that stuff when you're playing a fighting game. I don't think you're really character focused. You know what I mean? You're more so about the game.
No, but like, do you want to play as Ryu or do you want to play as Ryu with a Doritos logo on his gloves? Actually, I kind of want to go with the Doritos logo.
Yeah, like Doritos, I would be fine with. But
see, but that's the thing. Like, there's brands I would want to get behind
because it's funny,
right?
Not but for seriousness, like I care about characters, maybe a little too much.
Yeah,
but I pay attention to that detail, and it's like that's a detail I don't care for.
Like, even the fact that they're promoting it's.
Maybe show an ad during the loading screen because it takes 10 years to.
Yeah, I think that would be the way to do it. Or like you said, like you want to put a fucking plane flying by, go for it. But to have it like on a character,
like Blanca versus Cammy, sponsored by Evo.
Guile's tattoo.
Why is it? They got rid of America.
Yeah, they got rid of the American flag tattoo and instead put the fucking Capcom Cup logo. Now you can turn off ads. However, yes.
Oh, what's the price for it?
There's no price for it. However, you do lose the extra fight money that you would have been gaining had you switched ads back on.
Oh, whatever. I don't care about that.
No, but if you're using the in-game fight money to buy stuff instead of spending real money, then that means...
It takes forever to grind that, too.
Yeah, it does.
I'd rather just pay real money.
I know. That's what they wanted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, also, their costume packs are ridiculously priced.
Yeah.
It's like $30 for 5 costumes or something.
I mean, I was about to spend that $15 for the Darkstalker stuff till I saw I didn't have the arcade. I'm not getting back into it. I'm just not going there. Aggravating as hell.
Yeah.
Tell you what's not aggravating. The Panzer Dragoon remake. Panzer Dragoon 2 Zwei. Probably Zwei. Remake. Those Panzer Dragoon games are coming out. And... Are they like remade?
I'm assuming it's up-res. I don't know. I haven't seen any.
Nope. Completely new graphics compatible with today's standard and several modifications of the game, making it more attractive to modern players while remaining faithful to the original in terms of story.
I really like this. It was unexpected.
Yeah.
I feel like nobody asked for it.
Nope.
And that's what I love about it.
Yeah. There's those ones that come along where you're like, thank God, finally. And this is like, oh, yeah.
I think we brought it up last week, too. Or maybe 2 weeks ago. Like, briefly.
Yeah.
I forgot what the example was for. But yeah, that's really cool. I've always wanted to really play those. I've never really got into them when they first came out because I didn't have, like, an OG Xbox.
Yeah.
So, yeah, from what I remember, it's like a rail shooter, like Star Fox, but with dragons.
Yeah. You can get that one on Xbox now.
Yeah, I think it's like $10 or something.
Yeah, they did the backwards compatible. Yeah, yep. I think it's cool. I forgot to mention during now playing, for obvious reasons, you'll find out in a second, but I also played a little bit of Monster Hunter World because there was a free trial this past weekend.
Yeah.
However, I really just made my character. Didn't even get to combat. I just kind of started the tutorial and I was like, But if you didn't do what I did and you've played a lot of it, maybe you'll be excited to know that Monster Hunter World is crossing over with The Witcher 3.
Yeah, I don't know what this means.
I don't either.
Maybe you play as Gary?
You might. I know he shows up. No, yeah, you step into the shoes of Geralt of Rivia. And leverage his expert monster hunting skills as you take on a unique quest line in the Monster Hunter world.
See, I'll probably play that portion of it. I still need to play my Witcher game. That I feel so bad neglecting that because I know it's a fucking gold mine for me. And but it makes sense because that's what he does. Like that's for money because as he's a traveling Witcher, like he has to hunt monsters for people or just so well not for people but for money because nobody else will do it and villages are getting raided and whatever. So it's like a win-win type thing.
That'll be out in a free update next year. Also next year, coming free, Sigil. Did you look at this?
I didn't go far into it. I know what it is, but I didn't read into it.
So, John Romero is making a free megawad called Sigil for the original 1993 Doom. Contains 9 single-player and 9 deathmatch levels. The free megawad will be released in mid-February 2019. Requires players to own the original 93 registered version of Doom in order to play. So, WADs back in the day were things where you could add on content to a game.
Glad you're explaining because I was about to ask.
You would buy the core of Doom, and then you'd get the WAD added onto it. To do...
Is WAD like a file or is it a disk?
Yeah. It's okay. Like .wad was the file type.
Okay.
But it would allow you to it basically mod the game.
Right.
So he's made...
Pre-DLC.
Mm-hmm. So he's made a megawad. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I mean, I know that there's a physical version.
So there is. You can get the Beast Box, which is a beautiful, demonic, oversized box inspired by the id Anthology box, individually numbered and signed by John Romero, featuring the artwork of Christopher Lovell. You get a 16 gigabyte, 3.5 inch floppy disk themed USB that includes the free megawad data and extras. A 2-disc booklet styled case that includes the free megawad data and full soundtrack by Buckethead, and behind-the-scenes information on the original game and the Megawad's development. An 8x10 print signed by the illustrator. Sigil-themed coin. A pewter statue of John Romero's head on a spike. An XL-size Sigil t-shirt. Can't modify that. It's just, 2 stickers. 1 for Sigil and 1 for Romero Games. And you can only order 2 per customer. And then... there is a standard edition that gets you the standard size big box featuring the artwork. You get the floppy disk, a 2-disc jewel case with the free megawad and soundtrack by Buckethead, and you get the the stickers. Pre-orders for these things run from December 10th through 24th, and then they'll ship mid-February. Then on his website, so romerogames.ie, there's a little interview with him about like, hey, why'd you do this? What's the storyline? What is a megawad? Actually, I'll give it to you in his words. A megawad is a wad made up of other wads, and a wad is a default file format for Doom and Doom 2. It stands for Where's All the Data? The free version of the Sigil wad contains several wads that deliver the levels. In the Sigil fan boxes, we also include Buckethead's amazing music. To make it work, you basically drag the sigil.wad file onto gzdoom.exe or gzdoom.app on a Mac, and then the... Yeah.
So would this count as a new game?
Yeah.
So it's a contender for next year.
Technically, I guess so.
It's just weird because it's like it's called Sigil, but it's
Doom.
But it's Doom DLC.
Yeah. He does mention that basically where is it? I thought he said it somewhere. No. He talks about like where it takes place in the timeline and all of that stuff and whatever, but So he wanted to have a surprise for Doom's 25th anniversary because 25th anniversary was last week on the 10th, and this was kind of that big surprise.
And this is but this is all still before Doom 2.
Maybe.
Because it's like, why wouldn't you just add it to Doom 2? But anniversary, right? So,
Yeah. There were a couple cool questions at the bottom. So, are you happy with where id Software has taken the series? Absolutely. I think Doom 2016 was an amazing game and deserving of every one of the accolades it got. The team at id is really doing a fantastic job with it. And like everyone else, I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal. Are you in touch with the original Doom team? Yes, we talk from time to time. I see Adrian a fair bit since he has a place here in Ireland. I also talk with Tom Hall and American McGee every once in a while. I'm in contact with John Carmack, where there's something specific that we both have interest in. Pretty cool. Looking back on 25 years of history, what do you think is Doom's legacy? And he says, I don't think any of us knew that Doom would have the impact that it has had, that people were asking me to make a full episode more than 23 years later. Genuinely, it's an incredible honor. Aside from the impact it had on what would become the FPS genre, I believe the most important legacy of Doom is its community. The people who have kept it alive for 25 years through the creation of mods and tools. It's not all lost on me that I have gone from a creator to a part of the community in that space of time, and I love that. My whole life has been about games, and if I hadn't been a part of Doom's creation, I would have absolutely been a hardcore member of its community. Another thing that's been wonderful for me is a story I've been hearing a lot lately when I meet fans at tech conferences. They talk about having grown up playing Doom with their moms or dads and saying what wonderful memories they have. It's a sign of Doom's age for certain, but it's also a sign of its longevity. There are also so many people who got into tech because of Doom. And final question. Are you working on anything else? Of course. And it will be done when it's done. So.
Damn. So I guess he can't use the Doom trademark?
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple like very explicit things in here that say like, "Hey,
why are you confusing?
Yeah,
why
like,
is this?
This is not it at all. Yeah, it's a mod for the original Doom and is distributed as such. Doom is a registered trademark of ZeniMax Media. ZeniMax had no affiliation with this, etc., etc. This is not approved by whatever. Which is why I think he's giving it away for free. But yeah.
That's still cool, like he didn't have to do that.
No, I think it's a cool fucking thing for the 25th anniversary of that game to make new content for it. Didn't expect it. 8-bit do adapter adds wireless controller support to PlayStation Classic.
I mean, that's cool. You can...
If you bought one of those things and you were looking to use something else on it, go for it.
With joysticks?
Yeah. But I just love that company. 8-bit do makes so much. So much. Too much. Not too much. Just enough. So, to follow up from last week's GameCube controller story, turns out you can play Super Smash Bros. Ultimate with bananas.
Yeah, I had to redeem myself here. This one's real.
So, someone wired this together. A Twitch streamer going by the handle A Twerkin' Yoshi turned 7 bananas into makeshift buttons and used them to play Smash Brothers.
Each banana's just a button.
Sure.
I don't know why that. I mean, I don't know if he did that specifically for Smash or if he's always had that or what. But
I don't know about this dude, but I've definitely seen some stupid things like that before.
Mm-hmm. All right. I wonder if how often he has to replace the bananas.
This is the dude who's played Breath of the Wild with a Guitar Hero controller, Dark Souls 3 with a Dance Dance Revolution pad.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, he's probably gonna swap them out once a week, right?
Mm-hmm.
If not sooner. speaking of that PlayStation Classic, people have hacked the SNES Classic to run PS1 games, and it does so better than the PlayStation Classic.
Oh my god.
Which it just doesn't.
It doesn't stop.
No.
It is the shittiest thing.
Yeah, it's bad. I want to. I don't know. I want to know. I want to hear the story behind the PlayStation Classic.
I'm sure there will be.
Like, who did.
I'm sure there'll be a Digital Foundry or no clip thing about it. Or if not, it would be really cool if they did. But
Yeah, like, who did it? Who made it? Why did it get made the way that it was made? Why was there not...
just what the hell?
Yeah. It's just embarrassing. What's not embarrassing is playing Super Smash Brothers. Even better when the cops are called because you're playing Super Smash Brothers too loud, and instead of the cops yelling at you, they come in and play Super Smash Brothers too.
That is pretty cool.
It's pretty good.
I forgot what the whole story with it was too. Like, I don't think they were actually being that disruptive either. Like, they're not like I forget. But yeah, it was just funny when they were describing about like the cops' reactions to it, and then wanting to play, because I think one of them knew what the game was already. They was already familiar with it, but then like the other two like didn't know or something. So it was just like, all right, here you go, let's have a good time.
Yeah, it says that someone arrived at his friend's apartment at the same time that the police did. Says there's been a couple of noise complaints going on from the same people. Lately, we've been playing our games on mute. We don't want to bother anyone. When the police realized it was all just fun and games, they were asked to participate, and then the officers knew how to play the particular game very well. Two of them raised their hand, walked up. They're like, "How do you jump?" They were acting. One of them was playing Pikachu. Was. Yeah.
That's funny.
Pretty good. I mentioned it earlier, but yeah, Below is out now. On Xbox and PC. If you have Game Pass, it's out on Game Pass. Pretty cool.
Why do I keep forgetting what that is?
That's that one by the people that did Sword and Sorcery.
Right.
The hell was that game studio?
Super Brothers?
That sounds right. And yeah, I mean that game was announced so long ago. I think like 5 years. But it's out. It looks cool. I'm gonna try and play around with it a little bit this week. I just don't know. Speaking of playing around this week, 2B is coming to Soul Calibur 6, December 18th. Tomorrow.
Merry Christmas.
Dude. And what do you have to do? You have to buy her separately?
Unless you have the season pass.
Okay, yeah. Speaking of good-looking fighting games, Mortal Kombat HD Remix fan project might be a real game, maybe?
What?
So there's a lot to this. There was some small studio, work in progress. I don't know if it was I think it was just a fan project, like one or maybe two people. It started as a Mugen project and was then being brought into Unreal Engine 4. But someone was trying to make a pixel-perfect arcade remake of the original MK trilogy using new 3D models created from the original Mortal Kombat games, and using behind-the-scene clips to make the models so it looked, perfect. And
very Dragon Ball Fighters.
Yeah, it looks really good.
Very smooth looking.
Apparently, Ed Boon and Warner Brothers loved it and worked on it. They almost got the green light from Warner Brothers, but ultimately Warner Brothers didn't want to risk the project with a studio lacking a track record of successful releases. However, that was like back in, I forget when that was. It was a little while ago, October. But most recently, a LinkedIn posting for a senior UI UX artist at Blind Squirrel Games lists that they were working on an unannounced fighting game remaster for Xbox One, PS4, PC, and Nintendo Switch. Says under the job description, the person was a UI lead for remastering a port of 3 fighting games from the 90s. Responsible for UI UX designs for all screens and with newly designed features, and managed and mentored 2 UI artists and established workflow from within the group, etc., etc. But maybe, unless they're remaking Clay Fighter. But
I doubt that.
I hope not. I don't know, man. I think it could be cool.
Yeah. You think I'll just release it as like a trilogy?
Yeah, that would make sense. Because there was something. I remember Ed Boon being interviewed at E3 in 2017 at the 25th anniversary of Mortal Kombat, and was asked like, "What are you guys doing?" And he was like, "Yeah, it'd be a shame if we didn't do anything for the 25th anniversary." And they didn't do anything for the 25th anniversary.
You think they'll tease something in January?
Yeah, I wonder if that event is like, hey, here's everything about 11.
Right, and it's just odd timing, you know.
I wonder if that would just come out like that day, you know.
I mean, Boone can do anything.
Yeah, that's true.
He's a very surprising dude.
There's a couple other things. Sorry. I got a real low-key show this week, Mark.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah. I think the only other big thing... we're going to do 2 more news stories. So Discord came out and announced, I guess in the wake of the Epic Games Store launch, Discord Store will allow all developers to self-publish games with a 90-10 revenue split. So bumping Epic by 2%. So yeah, the reason they said is we noticed a change happening in the game industry. We talked to a lot of developers, and many of them feel that the current stores are not earning their 30% of the usual 70-30 revenue share. Because of this, we now see developers creating their own stores and launchers to distribute their games instead of focusing on what's really important, making great games and cultivating amazing communities. So we asked ourselves a few more questions. Why does it cost 30% to distribute games? Is this the only reason developers are building their own stores and launchers to distribute games? Turns out it does not cost 30% to distribute games in 2018. After doing some research, we discovered that we can build amazing developer tools, run them, and give developers the majority of the revenue share. So starting in 2019, we're going to extend access to the Discord store and our extremely efficient game patcher by releasing a self-serve game publishing platform. No matter what size, from AAA to single-person teams, developers will be able to self-publish on the Discord store with 90% revenue share going to the developer. The remaining 10% covers our operating costs, and we'll explore lowering it by optimizing our tech and making things more efficient, which is kind of wild. We will also empower developers to communicate with their players by improving verified servers, extending their ability to add great content to the activity feed, and more. We believe if we iterate and work with developers, we can reverse platform fragmentation in the game industry while connecting developers and players closer together. So yeah.
I mean, that's...
And then they reiterate the fact they're going to focus on, top tier voice, video, and text chat.
Right.
So,
that's cool. For a developer. For a consumer, it's kind of a headache now because you have so many outlets. And it's like, how many launchers do you want?
Yeah.
How many do you need?
I think Steam will be shortly behind Discord.
The best thing about Discord is that you do have dedicated voice chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So even though I still have trouble navigating through its damn menus on the phone,
yeah,
it's just it's just I'm not used to it. So I guess I don't know if a game store would be on the app for a phone. Maybe it's just browser based or
It's only on desktop.
desktops.
Yeah. Does not work on the browser side of things.
Yeah.
Or on mobile, just because of iOS and everything.
I'm sure Discord will have exclusives. Just like Epic will have exclusives.
I don't know.
Steam's exclusives are old.
Like, it doesn't say anything they're chasing after that, and we'll have to see.
I mean, but it's likely to happen at some point.
I mean, it might be, but I don't think they're chasing exclusives. I think they just want people to use Discord. So whatever that takes to make people use Discord, they're going to do it. Obviously, they have their own interest in mind, but also this is like, for a while, I was only opening Discord when I launched Windows. Because if I was going to play a game, I could launch it right from there. The only reason I stopped is because it was broken and was not launching the games that I was... Like, there were some games that wouldn't load. Like, I couldn't launch Overwatch from there for whatever reason. And it was like when I was playing Overwatch a whole bunch, I just wanted... Like, Discord would be the first thing that popped up, and I'd go to click on Overwatch, and it wouldn't open.
Well...
But I did like having that single launcher where I could like jump in and see like if Matt were on or Ben were on, because you were never like populated in the thing.
Yeah, I think we only used it once when we played
Quake.
Yeah.
No, but like I think it was like after you didn't have your computer anymore.
Oh.
But like I could see that like Ben was online recently or Matt was online. Even Ben doesn't use Discord a whole bunch. Matt always have it kind of tucked away. But it's neat to be able to just, like, I like having that little community piece because I'm always peeking at what you guys are playing.
It does feel more streamlined to stay in touch with all that. Because, like, the Steam's friends list, it's just there to look at, but I often just ignore it.
I'll occasionally, like, open it up and just be like, how many hours did Matt put into Dota this week? Mm-hmm. Wow, what a waste. And, you know what I mean? Things like that. But, yeah, I don't know. I kind of talked about this a little bit in our Slack chat, but that whole 70-30 thing just seems antiquated in a more and more digital space. Like,
yeah,
I think it's good that people are Epic and Discord. I think it's good that both of them are looking at it differently and pushing it a little bit. Because had it gone unchecked or whatever, we wouldn't see it go anywhere. I think this just opens it up even more. The big thing I'm curious about this is what happens with, like, this is Discord and Epic doing this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
What happens when other companies will other companies start doing it? Like, will you see the App Store change it? Because the App Store's had that forever. Same thing with all of the other, like, everything is 30-70, 30-70, 30-70.
Right.
How does that go?
It's probably the start of a wave, for sure. I mean, next year's going to be really interesting.
Yeah, I want to see how it all starts to shake out. And then last but not least, Evo Japan 2019 has announced its main titles. Ready? Tekken 7.
Okay.
Blaze Blue Cross Tag Battle.
Mm-hmm.
Soul Calibur 6.
Mm-hmm.
Street Fighter 5 Arcade Edition.
Okay.
The King of Fighters 14.
Right.
Guilty Gear Xrd Rev 2. Period. No Smash. No ARMS. They had ARMS last year.
Oh, did they?
Yeah. And
well,
and no Dragon Ball.
that is interesting.
Yeah.
Arc System Works, right? They're the ones that do.
Yeah.
They just announced a game over the weekend in Japan. It was another fighting game. It's based on Grand Blue Fantasy.
Oh, cool.
And there's also like Grand Blue also has a new game coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're ever familiar with that series. I'm not either. I had looked into it like when they announced it. It's just a nice looking modern JRPG. Very the lighting and shading reminded me a lot of Dragon Quest is it 11?
11's the most recent one.
I think.
Yeah.
That's not the online one, right?
No, that was 10.
Okay. Yeah. Then 11. But obviously not Toriyama art style.
Right.
But yeah, it all looks really nice. But like, it's more like because it's Grand Blue, it's more weapon based, so it's cool to see. I mean, I know Guilty Gear is weapons, but to see that as a fighting game done, Dragon Ball's Guilty Gear style, it's very stylish.
The stuff they do over at Arc System Works is really good.
They should just make an anime, honestly.
Yeah.
Using those models, they could.
Yeah. That's it for news. I think that might be it for us. Unless you got anything else.
Anything else? It's gonna be next week.
I know, the big one.
Yeah.
So we got a couple good weeks ahead of us. So next week, our Game of the Year stuff starts rolling out. The 24th, a week from today, you'll get the first wave of our categories and awards. And we'll have different episodes each day. Stay tuned to where you always stay tuned. And then on the website, we'll have the accompanying pages and write up to. So if you don't want to listen to everything, you'll get to hear us debate those categories and then decide the winners. If you just want to see the winners and decide whether or not you agree or disagree, you just go to thefreecheese.com, find Game of the Year Day 1 or whatever it says. And there you go. We'll have more video content because we'll kind of have a week. I don't even know if we'll have a week off from the podcast. I don't know what we're doing, but we'll have stuff and time and some video stuff.
Yeah.
That's it. Then we'll wrap up the new year. Then my favorite part comes in a couple weeks. The Game of the Year I love. I'm excited to see what we decide. I'm excited to sit down and have that conversation. But it's 2 weeks after Game of the Year, or like a week after, when we sit down and we do our Game of the Year. I'm sorry, our 2019 predictions. We look back at 2018. We see how correct or incorrect we were.
Always
the
incorrect.
latter. Yeah.
I'm always incorrect. Dreaming.
And then we look forward to the future. Make some dope predictions. Yeah.
It gets harder every year.
I know. That's where you just start making up cool wishes.
That's why I just dream.
Yep. That's all you gotta do. Thefreecheese.com. I've been just umming a whole lot this episode.
It happens.
I know.
You're now aware of it.
Yeah.
Don't do it again.
I've been aware of it the whole time. I've been trying not to do it, but it's just a quiet episode. Thefreecheese.com is where you want to go for everything that we do. Got a new episode of Under My Umbrella hitting today. We've got more Hitman coming.
Yeah.
More Hitman last week. We've got... There's... Hitman and Resident Evil should be up on the website every week. We looked at Smash Brothers last week. That's up there now. And yeah. Thefreecheese.com. If you want to follow The Free Cheese, it's at Some Free Cheese. Mark is at aug_mental, and I am at The Free Cheese. Got it?
Pretty much.
Nailed it.
I mean, we're still accepting stories of all kinds.
Yeah, I've not received anything, so if you've got those things, feel free to send them to us.
The wasabis.
Yeah.
The soups.
Yeah.
The poops.
Nightmares.
All the above.
Yeah. That's it. We'll see you next week for Game of the Year. Thanks, Mark. Thanks, listener. We'll see you next time.